Friday marks the first day of National Hispanic Heritage Month. 23 News reporter Jim Haggerty learns how local residents use this time to recognize the contributions and influence of Hispanic Americans in the U.S., including right here in the state line.
Rockford's Hispanic community has a rich history, as people from 24 Spanish-speaking countries have made the Forest City home over the years. And National Hispanic Heritage Month is a way to celebrate them all.
And they're all unique. They have very unique things that they do, customs, etc. And there's a lot of commonality as well. So we celebrate both.
Hispanic nations have been responsible for introducing Rockford to many aspects of their culture over the years. Chief among them is the cuisine.
For me, and culture-wise, it's really important to bring all different tastes, not just have a different, like a chain of food, different kind of food, a real authentic food.
Hispanic culture is not just seen in food. Hispanic Americans here in Rockford thrive in the arts, education, politics, and business.
And that people take for granted things that are happening that we don't know that they came from Latinos or, the importance of the Hispanic community to this country.
National Hispanic Heritage Month kicks off in Rockford Saturday with the Mexican Independence Day Parade and celebration.
At 12 o'clock, we're going to start the parade, and we're going to go east on Broadway to 12th Avenue, and we're going to start the festival at 1 o'clock.
Sounds like it's going to be so much fun. Saturday's festival will take place from 1 in the afternoon to 10 at night at Key Melquist Park at 1702 11th Street. There will be live music, food, and game for all the kids.